Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the podcast, guys. Welcome back to Real Talk. Today, we're quickly breaking down what I think could have been our most commanding win this season. We beat Atletico Bilbao, and this was the final score 3 goals to 0. And we were away, we were at San Mamés. We beat them 3-0, and this, for me, this was a very crucial game for Madrid. We were desperate because we were coming into this game. Tell me why we were coming in this game. Past three La Liga games, just three draws. We were just on three draws. We drew to Vallecano, we drew to Elche, and we drew to Girona. Killed our 8 point lead on Barcelona. But now, this was a crucial game. And I'm happy, I'm very happy to say that this was a commanding win. This was a definite win, and this was a much needed win, especially following Barcelona's 3-1 win against Atletico Madrid. Which, by the way, Atletico Madrid, like, why is it that when they play us, they play like 2000, like prime 2008-9 Barcelona, and then when they play Barcelona, they play like Madrid this season? Like, what's going on with that? Because these guys, they cannot like beat Barcelona to save their lives. Look at last season. They played what, 4 times, I think. They drew 2, lost 2, won 1. They only won 1. But I think in 2025, the whole of this year, they haven't beaten Barcelona. So in 2025, they're 3-1. Like, anyway, Barcelona won the other day. They beat Atletico Madrid 3-1, going 4 points ahead of us on the table. And then this, of course, was a much needed win for the boys, and we did win it. So that puts us 1 point behind Barcelona. We sit at second in La Liga with 36 points. Barcelona, of course, are on top with 37 points. We hope to chase them. We have to chase them. But there's one name that was making the headlines today. There's one name that is continuing to make the headlines. I think this week he will make the headlines. I think if you had to round it up as player of the week and give it to an award across all the leagues, it's one man. And it's not a shocker to anybody, as Mr. Kylian Mbappé. Man, this guy's amazing. This guy is on fire. Let's break it down. So the first goal came in the 7th minute, if I'm not mistaken, and that was by Kylian Mbappé. What an incredible finish from the guy. This guy picks the ball. By the way, Trent Alexander-Arnold gets the ball, goes past the defenders, sends, by the way, which is his first assist for Real Madrid, his first assist. So now we're getting that prime trend. We're getting the wheels are now starting to spin with this Trent Alexander-Arnold. Because, before I was like, we're getting trend, but we're not seeing any assists, we're not seeing any free kicks. What's going on? Did they just swap it up for Kirkis or something? Like, did they, fraud us? But now we're seeing some Trent Alexander-Arnold. Because what a beautiful assist from him. Yeets it across field from defense all the way into attack. Mbappe with a lovely touch and a shimmy to drop the first defender. Goes past, keeps going, gets away from the second defender, does another body feint, goes to the right, gets away from the third defender, and whips it, curving it around Unai Simon, entering just in the side goal there, just near his post. And what an amazing finish. And it's 1-0. And then you see the second goal came in the 42nd minute. Beautiful team play. I believe it goes from Bellingham, then it goes to Trent, and then from Trent it goes to Vini, and from Vini it goes to Mbappe. Like, Vini leaves a cross, or it should have been Trent who leaves that cross, and then Mbappe is at the end of the near post there, and then he headers it as he falls down to Camavinga, who headers it in. So that's now 2-0. And then the second half, oh, lovely. I say, this guy, there's no stopping him. The ball comes all the way across, reaches off of Carreras. This guy's on the left side. He dribbles around, holds the ball a little bit, shields it, lays it out. Just at the end of it, lays it out with his outer foot, passes it to Mbappe. This guy picks it up, moves one step forward with the ball, picks his spot. And by the way, he's like far away from the goal, this one. Picks his spot and absolutely nails it straight into the net. And it looks like, and the funny thing is, in his celebration, he's like running backwards, and then he's pointing at himself and saying, no, this is my goal, this is my goal. And the reason for that is because if you look at it the first time and then see the replay, it looks like it bounces off the shoulder of the Athletic Bilbao defender. But no, he just absolutely curved it through, straight on the point. Unai Simon looked finished. He was sitting in his goal and he was just like, there's no stopping this guy. So yeah, we're going to go down. The key thing is that Mbappe scored twice and assisted Camavinga. This guy left with 2 goals and assists, and of course picked up the Man of the Match award, which was very good, deserved. But this was a good game. So let's dive right into this. So for me, this was the Mbappe show. This was the Kylian Mbappe show. There was no sugarcoating it. There was nothing. The French man, this French guy, I told you guys, I think this guy knows that the World Cup is coming this year. He's now officially heard it. He actually heard that 2 days from the game, there'll be the draw for the World Cup. And he was just trying to send out a public service announcement to anybody who gets the other three unlucky countries that get drawn in the group of France. He was saying, I know we've lost a lot of people. I know we've lost the Griezmanns. I know we've lost the Pogbas. I know we've lost the Contes. We're still very dangerous. We're still very dangerous station because this man, if he continues to play like this, going to World Cup Mbappe, you know what happens? In PSG, deadly. Madrid so far, deadly. But when that guy puts on that blue kit, when he goes into that blue mode and starts playing for France, this guy moves at a different level. This guy moves unique. He's different when he's in that French kit. He's dangerous. He's vicious. He's an attacker. He's world champion and a finalist and a Nations League champion at that. This guy, he just moves different. But this guy's been sensational. He had 2 goals, provided the assist, setting up for the third for Camavinga. This for me was exactly the performance that Xavi Alonso and the fans are looking for. This is what we were looking for. This is what we wanted from them. Because for me, this guy, he got the earlier opener in the 7th minute, which was a brilliant solo goal. This guy ran through, got the finish, cheered on for the fans, and this is what we are expecting to see. Now, I'm going to go into some key moments from the game. Early on, we started this game on the front foot. We were showing some high intensity football immediately the game started, and I enjoyed that part because we had to go. We had to be vicious. We had to show that we're not backing down. We had to show that we're not slowing down. We had to show that, not to make fun of another team, because even the fact they beat us, but not to show like we're like Liverpool, where each game their fans are looking for another performance to prove that this team is not dead, and they're just almost showing it but dying in that final footing, because we look at how they played against Sunderland. Sunderland scored first. Of course, they're thinking we're gonna come back. They wouldn't do this to us. They wouldn't do this. We just won last week. Lo and behold, that's what happens. But Thibaut Courtois, for me, he was amazing in this game. He was a very crucial point in this game because this guy made at least 2 or 3 very crucial saves with the score at 1-0. He denied Athletic an equalizer, and this guy helped keep the clean sheet. I love Lunin, but I was so happy that Courtois was able to get those gloves back on, because you just feel safer. You just feel better when Courtois is playing. Of course, later on, we did talk about the goals from Camavinga, and then we talked about Mbappé making it 3-0 in the 59th minute. This was an amazing, superb strike. I have to show it. I think I just have to show it because there's no understating this. But for me, I feel like I have to take some time to talk about Thibaut Courtois here, because I know Mbappé scored the goals, but at 1-0, the saves this guy was making, he was denying them huge chances. This could have become 1-1, and I feared if it had become 1-1, because it could have become a completely different match. We've seen it with who's these guys we play? Olympiacos. We've seen it with them. When we get high on goals and then the team starts to score, we saw with Atletico when we took the lead. Atletico Madrid. When we took the lead and we let them equalize, sometimes we let it get away from it. But this was a very, 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 very important performance and very, very needed clean sheet to help us not only with the table and help us with some goal difference, because Barcelona, they love to score. Sometimes we win 2-1, they win 5-0. But to have a clean sheet, to have 3 goals added to our goal difference tally is very, very important. Now, what does this result mean for us? For us, I feel, 1, of course, it ends our 3-game drawing streak, which means we finally start picking up, getting wins in La Liga, which helps that we should just keep going, because if we continue to win like this, just keep on keeping our head straight, keep on winning, of course, this means I hope that we wouldn't be the first one. We already slipped up. It's time for Barcelona to slip up again. Eventually, they have to draw. I think maybe, realistically, the team, I don't even know the team that they could draw to, but maybe down the line, hopefully they draw, because their team, even if they beat Atletico 3-1, there were chances there. Atletico, for me, were just selling in that game. They were like full on cheesing because they had chances to make it 2-2, and if they had drawn with them, it would have been so beautiful if they had drawn and we won this game and went ahead. We need to take back our league at the table. I love that even though we were not winning in our last 3 La Liga games before this one, we did not lose. So we showed that we still can run for the table, because look at it. We haven't won in 3 games. Barcelona, I don't think they've lost in 3 games, but we're still just 1 point behind them. So we're still in the run. We're still in the chase. We just have to keep our heads high and keep on winning. No more excuses. We have no more excuses for this one. But for me, guys, this was an amazing game. I have a lot to talk. I may make another episode talking about this, but I'm just like wrapping my thoughts, because for me, I enjoyed this coming off. Some of our last 3 La Liga games haven't been the most impressive. These 1-1 draws, they were just like taking our energy. But I will say, it's good to see that everyone's back into looking some form of good, and it's good to see that Alexander-Arnold is finally now starting to pick up his form. For me, he was a good, very highlightable performance. Let me just go through, what I would say would be my match reviews, like my player ratings for this game, because I think I can do player ratings. This was a good enough game that I think I can rate these players. So, of course, the lineup we played, I didn't even mention the lineup. We started a 4-3-3. Of course, Thibaut Courtois was in goals. We played Alexander-Arnold, Militao, and Rudiger were back. And by the way, they were very impressive in this game. Not just because we had a clean sheet, they actually played very good football in this game. It was underrated. I'm not talking about it enough. People won't talk about it enough. But Rudiger, I'm so happy that he's back, especially because I'll get into the next games we're about to play. We had Carreras, of course, playing at left back. The midfield three, Tchouaméni, Camavinga, Bellingham. The previous game against Olympiacos, the midfield we played, I think I said this could be the best version. But even with Bellingham in it, I think it works either way, as long as this one factor stays. And it's the fact that these past two games, the Champions League one against Olympiacos and this game, have proved me, like our two Tuesday games, have proved my point that I was even making to my friends. I said Valverde at right back is one of our best options. I think when he's at right back, we just have that. He just has that good attacking potency. He obviously, for me, wasn't the best factor in this game. He was okay, but it wasn't his best game. I think also against Olympiacos, sorry, he didn't have his best game. But when he's at right back, I enjoy when he's at right back. One, because he's not. Oh, when he's at right wing, my bad. Because one, when he's at right back, he's taking that position from Carvajal or Trent Alexander-Arnold, and we've seen if Trent has to start stepping up, which I hope this continues. I hope he continues to have a good run of form. It helps the team more than when Valverde is there, as opposed to leaving that gap in the right wing. I don't really like Arda Güler starting at the right wing. In my opinion, I think he's best coming in that 10 role. Valverde can play that right wing role. Vinicius was at the left, of course. I don't think he had the best of games. I would say he was maybe the worst performing player on the team. Wasn't his worst performance overall, but he did have a pretty basic game, to be honest. I'll just call it a basic game. But of course, top man is Kylian Mbappé. He was just absolutely amazing. This guy, I think he should now be at 30 goals in all competitions, 7 assists. That's 37 GA. For those of you who love to hear the stats, just to enlighten you, this guy is way back into this race. At first, there was that little point when he stopped scoring, and then Haaland and Kane continued scoring. And I said, okay, this is where he bows out of the Golden Boot race. Now, this guy's not stopping. When Erling was asked, if there was a time back in an interview, Erling was asked about his goal scoring form. I think it's when he scored a hat-trick. They asked him, they said, you and Kane are like the top two performing strikers right now in the world. And if I was a betting man, who would I put my money on for this Golden Boot race? And he said, no, yeah, but don't forget Kylian. He said, don't forget Kylian. This guy is very dangerous. And I'm telling you guys, there's just something about Kylian in a World Cup year. I'll give you his tally. Just go back 10 years, or not 10 years, just go back, 8 years? Or 9 years? Forget about it. Let's just go back to 2018. My mathematics, guys, it's not the strong suit right now. Let's go back to 2018. World Cup year. This guy, teenager. He was 18 years old. He was Lamine Yamal's age. This guy made that Monaco breakout performance where they knocked out Manchester City. He scored, youngest person to score in the Champions League, had a dominant season in Monaco. I think they ended second in the league that season. Oh, reached the quarterfinals of the Champions League that year. Amazing. That 2017-18, the season leading to the World Cup, because the 2018 of course PSG get him, but yeah, you see what happens, and then he goes to the World Cup, team sensation, youngest player to score in the final, wins the World Cup. This guy sets his stage, gets that big contract. We go fast forward 4 years from that, 2022. Look at the Kylian Mbappé 2022 season. I think he had 48 goals that season. This guy was moving crazy. If not 48 goals and assists, moving mad, going with PSG, winning the Ligue 1, winning the Coupe de France, reaching, obviously they got knocked out by the GOATs in the Champions League. You can't talk about that one. It was prime 22 Madrid. Ain't nobody was beating them that season. Some King Kareem. Benzema was moving on some crazy stuff that season. But yeah, amazing performances still against us, which even highlighted the narrative that we have to sign him, this kid, because scored against us that amazing goal in the first leg, and then scored those 3 goals, and then all 3 were beauties. Only one of them was onside, but still amazing season. Captivated by playing with Messi and Neymar, but still shining in that team. Goes to the World Cup, has an amazing World Cup. He was vicious, top scorer with 8 goals. Second, of course, was Messi, who he played in the World Cup final, where this guy scores a hat trick. He scores a hat trick. So the first one, he was the youngest teenager since Pelé to score in a World Cup final. Now in the second World Cup final consecutive, so he's in back-to-back finals, which is an achievement in of itself. This guy goes ahead and scores a hat trick. Now we go 4 years later from that. We're about to go into 2026. What does he do this season? First of all, previous season at Real Madrid, this guy wins the top scorer. He wins the Golden Boot, wins the Pichichi. Now we're in this season. This guy is banging goals. Him, Haaland, and Kane are already shattering numbers for, I think, the fifth going down best players from last season, because we had Salah, Rafinha, Dembele. I think those three were like the major ones with that top level GA, and maybe Gerasi because of the 13 Champions League goals. I don't know how he performed all competitions, but those guys were having like 46 GA, 52 GA, 51 GA. These guys have 37, 41, and 44. I think Kane or Haaland has GA, and this is just like game week 10. We're playing like game week 10, 12. Champions League, we're in like the 5th game. Look at the Champions League tally he has right now. He has 9 goals in the Champions League in 5 games. Keep in mind that 2 of those games, this guy didn't even score a goal. That's the Liverpool game and the Juventus game. This guy didn't score. So that means in 3 games that he's played, that he has goals in, he has 9 goals in 3 games, basically. He's played 5, but he scored 9 goals in 3 games. He had a hat-trick. He had a brace, and he had 4 goals against Olympiacos. 4 goals in the Champions League game. That's insane. That's like, he was 1 away from reaching that Messi Haaland record of scoring 5 goals in the Champions League game. So this guy is 4 goals away right now, if my math is not failing me. He's 4 goals away from tying what Gerasi and Rafinha shared as top scorers of the entire Champions League season. Both of them failing to reach the final. Both of them coming out in the semifinal and quarterfinal. So imagine the tally they made up to that point. The tally Rafinha made up to the semifinals of the Champions League. This guy has it in 3 games. This guy's moving mental, guys, and he's heard that it's a World Cup year. And I'm going to tell you, everybody talking about Spain, everybody talking about Argentina defending it, Messi going 2 for 2. People are talking about Portugal having the best midfield in the world. France are still in high contention because of this, man. Because the performances he's giving, man, he's got me talking about him for 5 minutes straight. But for me, I hear some talk. I hear some people, of course, from the branches and the tree vine, people are always saying that Real Madrid fans continue to think him and Mbappé is like their best player and forgetting that they can do better without him, because we're basically neutering ourselves by only depending on him. For me, I feel like as long as we have him, it's better to depend on someone and they're doing something. I know where that narrative comes from, and I see it in the Vinicius angle, where it's like, this team, that's one thing I'll be critical about. We shouldn't become over-reliant on his goals. Otherwise, we'll have the same season as last season. And I'm not even going to get too excited with this game, because it's one game. We have to look to the future. I don't want it to be like last season, where he has 40 goals, he has 50 goals, he scores 70 goals, and we end up trophyless. That only helps him. That helps him in the long run. That gives him the youngest to reach 400 career goals. That doesn't give Real Madrid anything. So we need to make this a partnership. For each goal he's scoring, he needs to score in the important games. He needs to make us better as a whole. He needs to help the team be better. But if he continues to play like this, because the way he was playing today was one of those prime Mbappé showing me that he can carry us when it's in the dark times, and I love that from him. Now, to take this a little bit further into our next games, which are some big, very, very big games. Our next 2 games are home games. The next one is in La Liga on the 7th of December. By the way, happy festive season to you guys, in case I ever forget to say this in other videos, but happy festive season. I hope you guys have an amazing December. For those of you who, no matter what faith you believe in, no matter what you believe in, I just hope you have a happy festive season this period of December, and wish you a happy, New Year's period, in case I forget to say it later on. But back to what we're talking about. We have 2 games. On the 7th, in La Liga, we're playing Celta Vigo away. At home, actually. We got the next 2 games are at home. This is a big game. Celta Vigo, they may look like they're not a threat anymore. They may not be performing as well, but these guys are snakes in the grass. These are the type of teams who come to our stadium and they're going to pull a draw out of us. But now, the time for drawing, we had our draws. We had 3 points out of a total 9 from our past 3 games before this one. We now need to get 9 points back, because we need to hope that Barcelona are going to be the first ones to fumble. We have to keep strong, keep our heads up, and keep on playing and keep on going for those wins. The next game we have is even a bigger one. It's on Wednesday next week, on the 10th of December. Real Madrid are at home, and we are hosting Manchester City. You know my thoughts on this one, guys. I said, first of all, we're playing them for like the 98th time in these past 8 years. But this City team, when the draw was made, I just complained about playing them a lot, but in the back of my head, I was like, okay, we can beat these guys. We can easily dominate this match. They were very poor. They're coming off that fraud season last season, but now I'm seeing a different CDC. Now I'm seeing a different Haaland. But it gives me confidence in one thing. This man is back. Antonio Rudiger is back, guys. That fills me up with so much confidence, because now this is the one guy, not that it's a definite thing, but if there was one defender we have who I always want to be healthy when we play against Manchester City, it's Rudiger, because he knows how to play against these grudgy strikers, and that is Erling Haaland. He needs to be at his top game, because this guy is moving crazy, and it's very, very, I think funny and ironic that these two will be meeting up now in a season where they're both at their actual peaks, because I think this was more of a revenge for their previous meetings, because when they met at PSG and Dortmund, Haaland was the young striker. When they met last season, even in the Champions League in that playoff two legs, I think Haaland in the first leg for me was okay, but City were not having their best season. Now City are better, we are better, and now these two are at the peaks we've ever seen them be. Like, they're moving on some demon time. It's almost the equivalent if any of us played Bayern Munich, because these three strikers are running Europe right now. So to see them play each other, it's gonna be a race for who's gonna score more goals. Hopefully it's Mbappé. Hopefully our defense holds strong. Hopefully Vinicius Jr. can come back for that game, because if there's one team that he likes to play against, apart from Liverpool, he already lost the streak with Liverpool. He has no streak with City, but he can bring back that little, I like to play City, I like to score, I like to assist against City. Hopefully we can do that. It's going to be a big game. But for this one, guys, that's my quick review of the game. That's my outlook into the next games. Oh, I forgot. This whole started with me saying I have to give you guys player ratings. So, Thibaut Courtois for me, I think I can give him a modest 7.5. Trent, I think I can give him an 8.1. This was an amazing game from Trent. Militao and Rudiger, I think Militao was better than Rudiger for me in this game. I'll give him an 8.3, and I'll give Rudiger a 7.1. Carreras was amazing in this game for me, but I'll give him a 7.8. Yeah, that fits it. Kamavinga, this guy was amazing. I'll get to him in a bit, actually. Shomini and Bellingham, I think they can share a collective 7.7. They were both good, very good movement, very great Shomini in the defensive work. Bellingham, of course, doing that Bellingham role. They can share 7.7. Valverde at right wing. I keep saying right back because I'm always thinking of him as the right back because he always plays there. But Valverde at right wing, I think I'll give him like a 7. He was okay. I said this is not maybe one of his best games, but he was alright. Vinicius might be, I said it, how he has to be our worst player. This guy didn't do too much in this game, so I think I'll give him like a 6.5. He's the only 6 we have right now. And Camavinga, Camavinga and Mbappé are two Frenchmen. Camavinga, for me, this guy can get an 8.8. He was moving out and about. He scored his goal. He played very well. He got a knock there where he looked like he would be injured just before like a free kick we had. And I was so worried. My heart fell down to my bottom side because I was like, no, he's just come back, But he's okay. Did get subbed off for safety. I'm happy about that. We need this guy in the long run. He gets that 8.8. And then Kylian Mbappé, this guy got 2 goals and an assist. What more do you need, guys? I'm going to give him a 9.5, 9.5.5, 9.5.6, 9.5, 9.6, whatever you want to give him, guys. 9 above. Just put him 9 above. Best player on the match, best player right now. I can even say best player in the world. This guy's moving on demon time. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope you enjoyed listening to this. I've been trying to make these match review episodes a little bit brief. Like quick news, like coming at you, headlines, telling you what's happening, telling you what will be happening. I hope you guys enjoy this new format. Please comment your thoughts in this episode. Come on, guys, let's get the subscriber count up. I have 1 subscriber. I'll mention it. I was trying to hide from it in the previous episode, but I just realized I was saying I have 1 subscriber. Some people view my videos. I see some modest views going on the channel. We're growing. We're getting better. But I'll keep on doing the work. If you guys keep on helping me out, I'll make sure that I keep on making this channel even better and better and better. More higher quality, more, engaging, just better videos all around. I will be doing another tier list episode coming in next week. I hope you guys will catch that one. But this was Real Talk. This was my review of the Athletic Bilbao Real Madrid 3-0 victory match. I hope you liked it. Once again, if you did, please kindly leave a like. If you can comment your thoughts on this and what you want to see in future episodes, that would be much appreciated. And of course, the big one, please follow for those of you listening to this podcast and subscribe for those of you watching this episode on YouTube. Thanks. Peace.